having us.
So who invited you to come to the White House tomorrow? I know you're going to meet with Tom Donilon. Did the President, the Secretary of State, I know you met with her in Paris. Who actually said, Mr. Jibril, you're the opposition leader, come to the White House?
Well, the invitation came from Senator Kerry, you know.
Senator John Kerry.
Chairman of the Foreign Relations Committee, you know. We're excited.
And that's why you came to Washington to meet with Senator Kerry.
Yes.
And then Tom Donilon said, come over to the West Wing of the White House to meet with him tomorrow. So what will be the main message? What do you want to hear from the White House?
Well, to be honest with you, there are several misperceptions and several concerns, you know, circulating around the media regarding the TNC, regarding the revolution.
That's the opposition leadership, yes.
Regarding the revolution in Libya, some concerns about some extreme elements infiltrating the opposition, you know. These misperceptions should be clarified.
So you'll clarify that. You'll tell them what we just heard in Sarah Seidner's piece, no terrorists are involved in the opposition.
This revolution started peacefully. Young kids, you know, running into the streets asking for legitimate rights to be met. You know, they are asking for employment. Our unemployment rate in Libya exceeds 30%, in a country which is 6,300,000 people. This is hilarious, you know, that this cannot be imagined.
So what specifically do you need from the United States? Do you need money, weapons, recognition? What do you want to get from this meeting at the White House?
We need recognition that...
You want the United States to recognize your organization as what, the legitimate government of Libya?
As the sole legitimate interlocutor of the Libyan people vis-a-vis the world. You know.
Other countries have done that, like France and Qatar, Italy.
Yes, and some African countries too. Other countries are in the pipeline in the next few days, you know.
Which other countries?
Probably Jordan, I think, is going to be recognizing us in a matter of 3-4 days.
So you'll ask the United States for formal recognition?
That's true.
Will you ask for money?
To be honest with you, we want our money to be defrozen. We have about $34 billion here frozen in the United States.
That idea that came up. Have they given you any of the Gaddafi frozen assets yet?
No, they did not, but they are thinking of some ways, some legal ways to defreeze this money.
I've had this idea for a while. I wonder, and Harry Reid, the the Senate Majority Leader, agrees. He thinks it's a good idea. Also use some of that $34 billion in frozen Libyan assets to reimburse American taxpayers for whatever it costs to liberate Libya from Gaddafi's rule.
Well, this is one of the ideas which being laid down today in the Congress by some members of the Congress.
Is that a good idea?
We did not rule out anything, but our immediate concern now is to how to meet the immediate humanitarian needs of our people. We have an exodus now in the Tunisian-Libyan borders. Our refugees exceeded 40,000 people in those camps. The United Nations report yesterday, which was just released yesterday, estimated the number of Libyans who fled the country over 750,000 people.
All right, so let's recap. You want U.S. recognition of your opposition as the legitimate government. You want money from the frozen assets to help your struggle. And you're open to the idea of using some of that money to reimburse American taxpayers for whatever it costs to liberate Libya, right?
Well, we have the resources, you know. All we need now is from the world to understand our cause and help us get our legitimate rights realized.
Is NATO doing enough to bomb Gaddafi's positions?
Well, we are talking about protecting civilians. You know.
Are they doing enough?
I think lately NATO is very active, and what he's doing has been very effective lately, you know. Protecting the civilians, you know, was a job that has to be carried out against this genocide that's taking place day and night. It's manslaughter.
So Gaddafi's engaged in genocide, you're saying?
I think it's a genocide.
So the question comes up, do you want Gaddafi dead or alive?
Look, Gaddafi is not a problem for me. My real problem is the day after. Libya is facing a critical crisis right now, not because this devastating destruction that hit every part of the country hit the people. I'm worried about the future of Libya after the aftermath.
Are you open to letting Gaddafi leave and go into exile, live in some other country?
I think this idea has been discussed in the council, you know. Everything that can save Libyan blood and Libyan people from this genocide and this manslaughtering can be negotiated and discussed.
So you're ready to let him leave, to survive? In other words, you don't want him killed right now?
Well, we are talking about two types of crimes here. If it's some sort of a crime against some individuals. This for the individuals, to forgive or to pursue him. But we are talking about our civil right against Gaddafi as people. This is another thing.
What about his sons, Saif al-Islam and the others? What do you want to happen to them?
I cannot judge anybody, but this is for the ICC to judge. The ICC...
the International Criminal Court.
Yes, their verdict is going to be out soon, and they are pursuing, at least for the time being, 3 personalities. We don't know who they are.
We'd like to speak to you after you wrap up your meetings here in Washington and continue this conversation, if that's okay with you.
That's very, very much okay with me.
Mahmoud Jibril is the opposition leader who's visiting Washington. How many more days are you going to be here?
Well, I think it's a matter of 2-3 days.
2-3, then you go back to Benghazi?
Yes.
Good luck. I know you studied at the University of Pittsburgh, so this is almost like coming home to a certain degree for you as well.
That's true.
Appreciate it very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having us.
Mahmoud Jibril, the opposition leader. One final question before I leave. Do you want to be the leader of Libya after Gaddafi?
No. All the people who are involved in the council made a statement that everybody is committed not to run for office after this ordeal is over.